In today's digital age, information privacy has become a crucial topic that affects us all, especially here in the Philippines. Our personal information is constantly being collected, used, and shared, and it's important to understand our rights and take steps to protect our personal information from potential misuse. So, what exactly is personal information? It can include things like our name, address, phone number, email address, and financial information. It can also include our browsing history and online activity. When we use websites or apps, companies can collect data about our behavior and preferences and use this data to create targeted advertisements or sell to third-party companies. What can we do to protect our personal information here in the Philippines? There are several steps we can take. Firstly, we can read privacy policies and terms of services before using a website or app. This can tell us how our data will be used and shared. We can also use privacy-enhancing tools like VPNs and two-factor authentication. VPNs can help protect our online activity from being tracked, and two-factor authentication can add an extra layer of security to our accounts. Another important step is to be careful about what we share online. We should be cautious about sharing personal information on social media, as this information can be used by cybercriminals for identity theft or other malicious activities. We should also be mindful of phishing emails, which can trick us into giving away personal information. It's important to remember that we have control over the information we share, and we should exercise the control to protect our personal information.
Hang on! Before we continue to our next discussion, we will be having a short trivia break.
Did you know? Hackers attack every 39 seconds. By the time you finish listening to this paragraph, another cyber attack will have occurred and another one will have begun. The cycle never ends. A study done by the University of Maryland in 2016 found that on average, every 39 seconds a hacker attempts to breach someone's data online. Although the statistic is outdated, cybercrime has increased by 600% since the beginning of COVID-19, so the statistic likely still holds up. If anything, attacks are more frequent now than ever before. How do you protect yourself against attacks from these attackers?
It's not just individuals who need to take responsibility for protecting personal information. Companies also have responsibility to protect the personal information that they collect. Here in the Philippines, there are several laws that protect individuals' personal information. One of the most important is the Data Privacy Act of 2012, which requires the companies to obtain explicit consent before collecting personal data and give individuals the right to access their personal data and request that it be corrected or deleted. In addition to legal protection, there are also ethical considerations when it comes to information privacy. We should strive to treat others' personal information with respect and consider the potential impacts of our action on others. The National Privacy Commission, or NPC, is the agency responsible for enforcing the Data Privacy Act here in the Philippines. The NPC has been actively working to promote awareness of information privacy issues and to ensure that companies are following the law. In 2019, the NPC launched the Privacy Awareness Week, which aims to educate Filipinos on data privacy issues and promote best practices for protecting personal information. One common issue that individuals may face with regards to information privacy is identity theft. This occurs when someone steals another person's personal information and uses it to open accounts or make purchases without their consent. Identity theft can be devastating for individuals, causing financial and reputational damage. In order to protect from identity theft, individuals should be cautious about personal information, especially online. They should also regularly monitor their credit reports and bank statements for any unusual activity.
Wait! As we continue our third discussion, we will be having our trivia time again.
Did you know? People in the Philippines spend the most time online, Global Report finds. A new report has revealed the world's heaviest internet users, the Philippines, where people spend an average of 10 hours and 2 minutes a day online. Brazil came in second, with 9 hours and 29 minutes of internet usage, followed by Thailand with 9 hours and 11 minutes, Colombia with 9 hours, and Indonesia with 8 hours and 36 minutes. Of the countries surveyed, people in Japan spent the least amount of time online, averaging just 3 hours and 45 minutes a day. Unsurprisingly, social media accounted for a significant amount of time spent on the internet. In the Philippines, people spend an average of 4 hours and 12 minutes on social media platforms every day, while the global average was 2 hours and 16 minutes. Again, the lowest social media use was in Japan, where people devoted an average of just 36 minutes to scrolling.
Another important aspect of information privacy is the protection of sensitive information, such as medical records or financial information. These types of information can be particularly valuable to cybercriminals who may use it for financial gain or to commit fraud. It's important for individuals to be aware of how their sensitive information is being used and shared and to take steps to protect it. Finally, it's important to note that information privacy is not just a personal issue, but a societal one as well. When personal information is misused, it can have wide-ranging effects on society as a whole. For example, a data breach at a company led to exposure of sensitive information for thousands of individuals, causing financial and reputational damage. It's important for companies to take their responsibility for protecting personal information seriously, and for the government to enforce laws and regulations to ensure that companies are following best practices. In conclusion, information privacy is a critical issue that affects us all here in the Philippines and around the world. As individuals, we can take steps to protect our personal information, including reading privacy policies, using privacy-enhancing tools, and being careful about what we share online. Companies also have a responsibility to protect personal information, and the government has a role to play in enforcing laws and regulations to ensure that the personal information is being used and shared responsibly. By working together, we can create a safer and more digital world for everyone. Thank you.